What's up, chat? How you guys doing? You wanna know what's really weird? This doesn't ever happen. And it's just like it's a miraculous and nearly alien feeling that I didn't think humans could actually experience. I thought it was just some sort of weird collective myth. I'm not tired. Right? I have, for the first time in probably recorded history, woke up and I don't feel like I'm dying. I woke up and I'm actually like conscious. I feel what I wouldn't describe as good, but neutral? I don't think that's ever happened before. I've never felt this feeling. It's weird. It's weird and strange, and I somewhat like it. I wish I could feel like this more often. Imposter, yep. I'm imposter squid. I have taken actual squid and replaced him with a usable squid that's almost a borderline functional adult, and upon waking up at 3:30 p.m. doesn't feel like death. To be fair, my day-to-day schedule is far offset from that of functioning human beings. I don't do like the wake up at 8 or 9, go to sleep at 11 or midnight. I do the wake up at 3, go to sleep at 6 or 7 in the morning. So my life is just shifted some number of hours forward. T-Mac, you gotta update that hot macro you got. There is capitude going on. Also, yeah, when the cup reset, for some reason, I don't understand what happens when the cup crashes. Because when it crashes and it gets refreshed and OBS gets relaunched on later occasions, all sorts of weird shit happens. But the On Fire Swift Rage and the Rainbow Kappa are back in there. So that's cool. Boy, I heart my bits have hats. It's a completely random chance. It's completely random whether or not your bits will have hats. But supposedly the closer it is to Christmas, the more likely they are to have hats. Speaking of Christmas. I'm obviously probably not going to be streaming on Christmas. I don't know exactly what we're doing. I just know that we're going to be hanging out doing Starby's family things. You know, Christmasing. So I'm probably not going to be around to do a stream. I mean, I might be. We might just do something really early in the morning and then I get back just in time to do a completely regular stream. I have no idea, but I mean, that's what I'm saying is I have no idea. I might do a stream. I might not do any stream. We got no idea. Yeah, the bits guy, you can see him right there. There's like a billion Santa hats in the cup at this exact moment, and there's a Swift Rage down at like the very bottom, occasionally catching on fire, like right there. You can't see my finger when it goes behind the cup, but right over there. But yeah, they have bit emotes now. You can make, instead of cheer, you can use Kappa and Craigasm and Swift Rage, and I feel like there was a fourth one, but it might just be those three. Actually, I think it is just those three. What is Dragon's Dogma? In my Steam library. I'm way too fucking lazy to change my macro like ever, so I don't expect it to change. Fair enough. You get hats for your bits now. And now you can be all unique, being the dude that's still dropping the OG bits when everybody else is doing Kappas and whatnot. I wish I could cap on my own cup. Oh, he gets a hat. See? There's your hat. Right there. Sailing over my face. So, I'm awake. I'm gonna take good advantage of this being awake because this doesn't ever happen. This doesn't ever happen. This is not a thing that I experience. This weird consciousness. So we're gonna take advantage of this and do some shit. So I think I'm gonna start. I need to make a deck or two at the start of each normal Paragon stream. We'll pick a character or two chat wants me to add to this collection, and we'll throw together another deck or two until we fill up all these deck slots. Because I don't have many right now. I need more options. So right now, we have Profile Picture number 5, which is Twin Blast, Squid Pea, which is Murdoch, Rip Calculus on Gadget. I don't need to tell you who Smork Thunkface Smork is. I'm sure you know who that is. Also, same with Fang Lamau. You could probably guess Fista Roboto is Crunch, and I would hope that you can assume Rocket Raccoon is Howitzer. So, pick another character that was not one of that pile, and we will build a deck for them. So, Countess, Decker, Gideon, everybody in this row except for Howitzer. Most of this row except Murdoch and Narvesh. Actually, this entire row. No, I don't have a Sevarog? I thought I had a Sevarog on my main account. Do I not? I don't. I only have a Sevarog on my alt. Deckers. Decker. Decker decks. Just call it the deck. That's a lot of Decker. It's a lot of Decker up in there. I'll do a Decker. Just call it the deck. That's straightforward. I can think of a better name than that, but I'll use that for right now. Because Decker is both a name and a role, so we can call it Decker, Deckers, Decking, Deck. But the first one would have to be Decker, like CK, and then Decker, like her name, and then Decking, CK, and then Deck, CK. So it'd mostly be CK, except we just throw her name in there somewhere. Alright, Decker. Should I just do the classic? Should we just go with the thing that is done? The way that supports are begun. The hot circlet of health. I don't see why not. Throw that in there. What ward options do you have, girl? You just got the basics. That's alright. Take the deck. I named mine Decker's deck all decked. Well, I was thinking Shadowrun, because there's Deckers in Shadowrun. Are these just literally clones? These are clones. Okay, so Agent Guardians are clones. Decker probably has enough getaway that early I would be happier with a bit of mana. So let's build a Brawler's Ward with a wee bit of manas in it. And then what else does this woman want? I could take Mender's Shepherds. But I don't feel like the role of supports in Monolith is as much standing around in lane as it was previously. But I can take these in case I just come back to base and I'm floating a point, and then I can just buy a Mender's File or a Shepherd's File early on. Because really, supports don't just live in lane forever anymore. They do a lot more rotating, especially once you get the tier 1 tower down, to get your ADC more experience. Because if you hang out with him and hold his hand for 20 minutes, he's gonna get super behind. Let's build Amulet of the Veteran, and you can only build health in. What good mana option? Probably just like a Pendulum? I mean, that doesn't seem like a bad idea. Celestine Diamond is never a terrible idea. But I don't feel like I want the early power on Decker. I just want to make sure I get the mana and the health to do what it is I want to do, which is whack stuff. Get those Craigasms out of here. Get your Craigasms out of this cup. Alright, so we'll get a Pendulum. Another early game item or two. I kind of want a late game Pendulum. I could just craft another one. I think crafting a third Pendulum is not a horrible idea. Let's do that real quick. What the hell is search on the screen? There, it was hidden up by the pop-up. Oh, I need to disenchant some universals. That's right, I don't actually have a ton of universal because most of the universal stuff you don't really want to disenchant. If I have two... I'm worried about disenchanting my 2 cast and 2 strike tokens because I feel like they might be given separate purposes at some point in the future. So I don't want to get rid of those. I don't have a lot of duplicates of stuff that you can actually easily get rid of. I think this is definitely the hardest crafting materials to get. So I have 9 greater healths, but I pretty frequently use about all of those on tanks. I want to get rid of those. I can probably get rid of some major kinetics. There is no universe in which I'm going to use 5 major kinetics. Let's dismantle 2 of them. There is not that much attack speed in the known universe. We don't need that. Major pierce and major shocks. 9 major strikes might be a little overkill. 5 major wounds. I don't know about the 5 major wounds, actually. But that gave me enough already to craft one of these, didn't it? Exactly! Exactly, lethal! Make me another pendulum. I recently played ADC and got matched with someone who thought the support should try to kill minions and not get the offlaner off the wave. Feels bad. Alright, so let's do this then. Let's just be really, really straightforward. Alphabetical's extremely challenging for me. Pendulum of Lords. Let's make a second one. 2 identical, 6 cost, easy Pendulum of Lords. And then let's give her a Kappa. Let's give her a little bit of damage. Because the more I can threaten people, the more useful I'm gonna be. She's got a little bit from the ward. What's a good cheapo item I could build? Oh yeah, she's growth. She's growth. Let's just give her a 6 cost spiked bone plate. And I'll just keep that in the ward. Cause why not? That gives her a hot 28 basic armor, which isn't much. But it's a little bit to help her just stand in front of ADCs and be an annoying piece of shit, which is good. Those are 6s. And then we need to build up 4 12s, because I'll build all these early game because they're cheap and easy, and then I want a big pendulum, because pendulum is a real good item now, and I'm honestly just gonna go... I mean, she's about the orderiest character in existence. The things I want are the things that Order gives you. I want the Order upgrades. Hi, Toxic. What's up? How you doing? I wish this card wasn't poop anymore. But it kind of got its niche obsoleted. Its job was to be basic armor before basic armor was basic armor, but now basic armor is basic armor, so it's just meh. It's just effectively a -10 off of auto attacks. Which is just... It's there, I guess. I'd probably want to upgrade into some heavier armor. We're going to be building enough health all around the build. Do I want more health or more armor? I build 6, 6, 6, 6, 9, 9, then transition to 6, 9, 9, 12, 12, 12. Maybe a 6, 6, 12, 12, 12, 12 is better. It doesn't really matter. That's personal preference. That's however you want to curve it out, really. I mean, Decker, realistically, as a support in the majority of games, probably isn't going to get to full build unless it's a really, really, really long game. Most games, honestly, Circle of Health 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 down here is gonna be the vast majority of the game. That's gonna be about as far as we're gonna get in most situations. Alright, so let's build some bigger tank items. Good thing I kept 5 Kappas. I seriously love the emote bits. The emote bits are the best thing ever. Which I guess you could also say is an argument to do 6, 6, 6, 6, 9, 9 instead. But, I don't know. I like the flexibility that the 12s offers you. Although in this case, I'm only going to have 1 flex option for 12s. Yeah, because I can build 2 more. I'm going to have only 1 flex option for 12s anyway. If their damage is really, really mixed... I got my big pendulum already. I'm pretty much always going to build my big pendulum. This isn't a bad idea. Can throw some greater healths in here. Just throw 1 major cast in. Just to give her a little bit of damage. Enough damage to be obnoxious. And then she's Order, so honor the pure, obviously. Actually, no, instead of this, let's build a CDR thing. She actually gets way more use out of CDR than just about anybody. Because it turns out Decker actually has real long cooldowns. And then where's my Honor of the Pier? Could also possibly go for Radiant Mantle. But she's not a real tanky tank. She's not going to dive in people's faces and go real hard. This needs to be built 2-2-2. 2-2-2. If your order, I think you're pretty much building Honor the Pure right now. Honor the Pure is very, very strong. Health values got dramatically reduced. Shield values didn't get touched at all. They are the same numbers they were in Legacy. 125 plus 25 times player level is a lot more when everyone's health pool is a third of what it was before. So, just a billion Honor the Pures. If your order, throw an Honor the Pure in your deck. You don't always have to build it, but you're probably usually going to build it, and you're usually going to be happy you built it. A little bit of mana that everyone needs at least some now. You can build some health on it, get a bit tankier, and you get this ridiculous shield. What's the class to the left? It's a Bit Cup. Toxic hasn't seen the Bit Cups. The Swift Rages in the cup are so mad, though. They're so angry. That'll do. That's pretty basic, but we'll have to tweak that from where we're going. All right, pick another character. We threw a Decker deck together. Yeah, all the Kappas, Wink, the Craigasms open their mouths too. The Swift Rages open their mouths. Animated Bit's gonna animate. We don't know how. Toxic, it's another method to do tips, but it lets you, instead of just directly tipping, tip via these animated emotes that go hang out in that cup over there. So you actually do stuff on stream that hangs out on stream. It's cool. Alright. Severog, Grim, Severog, Scary Skellington, I'm assuming is Severog. Clarifae, Severog, Fagrux, Axe Dingo. Grimfae, Axe Dingo. But like a Severog Steel. I feel like Severog is the majority here, but I do like the Axe Dingo votes. Axe Dingo is neat, and how many steals are there? Just one? Because I do really want to build a steel deck. But chat wants that Severog. Yeah, chat wants that Severog real bad. Okay, let's do a Severog. The Severog's a weirdo. I actually don't know if he'd rather have health or power on his Orb Prime buff. Probably power. No, probably health. Severog is a tank. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna tank stuff. We're gonna get in people's faces and we're just never ever gonna die. That's the objective of the Severog build. He's gonna get enough damage to be annoying through just the fact that he's Severog. Unktina, 2-month resub with a Twitch Prime. Axe Dingo. Unfortunately, Axe Dingo definitely in the minority, but I mean, we got a ton more deck slots that we can build up. You with the shiniest Squidling, thank you for your continued support, my friend. Why would you be Axe Dingo when you can slam dunk people in the next millennium? Because you can just slam dunk them into the ground with Axe Dingo. You can come on and slam and welcome them to the jam. Alright, so he's gonna need... Let's just start with something easy. We'll come up with better names later. These are just placeholder names. These names are garbage. Until the decks have become proper. Oh, he has a lot of siphons. Oh, he's got a lot of siphons. His growth and corruption siphons. What kind of role is she? Support mage? Sort of both, yeah. Faye's a caster support. She normally gets played as a support now, I think. Health regen and lifesteal. Taraka, heard you needed about this much. Found too lazy for bits. Thank you for your tree fitty, my friend. I don't feel like those are super great stats. Those, however, seem like super great stats. But this dude wants mana. This dude wants mana very, very desperately. I think he, with all these cool things in here, is really just a Mage's Siphon kind of guy. I'm pretty sure he's just... I mean, Stalker Siphon gives you the extra lifesteal. And actually, his basic attacks do hit really, really hard. So Stalker Siphon wouldn't be terrible. But with how much you want to blast abilities to build your stacks up, I feel like he's a Magistyphon kind of dude. Let's just go with the easy. Let's just start with the GG easy and see how this goes. Let's even throw 2 manas in here, honestly. This guy's real mana hungry early game. Real mana hungry. You got a ton of ward options too, don't you? You do. You do indeed. I like these. These interest me. But I also like mana, so... River buffs exist. River buffs do exist, and river buffs give you a decent chunk of mana. But then if you're building around exclusively getting the river buffs, and you don't get the river buff, you're gonna be sad. Let's start with just our core stats. Let's get some mana. Let's get some tankiness. And then let's get some more mana. And then let's get some more tankiness. Alright, and from there, we can start actually building things. He's not actually mana hungry now. He's still pretty mana hungry. He's pretty mana hungry. How many mana buffs are there? How many types? There's stealth, there's haste, there's ability damage, and there's auto attack damage. So 4? Blue, purple, black, and red? Pretty sure there's 4 river buffs. Well, Scythe for Sev, because Sev has no innate sustain. And if you want to gank anybody ever, you're gonna want to not bleed mana to your jungle camps, or health to your jungle camps constantly. And although he does have a relatively slow early game attack speed, he has no innate health regen. And honestly, if you don't have any way to sustain naturally, you should really take a Siphon. What is this? Why is it still 4, man? Why are you still 4? So I'm gonna try the dance of 6s and 9s here. I want one more 6. We're gonna make 9s. Is Sev a jungler or is Siphon just a good item? Sev is mostly a jungler. He can also solo lane too. But if I build... Well, if I give him some stuff to start solo lane, which is like health pot, mana pot, token. Probably just health pot, mana pot, token. If I give him this, he doesn't need the cast token. If I give him this, he can also do solo lane perfectly easy. Then I got a starting item for both sides. But it is really tough to offlane with him because of what Drain said. It's very difficult to safely get a good number of stacks if you're in the offlane. Let's just build an Elder Mage. Just stack up that health, and then we'll move into armor. So we're gonna get a Thunder Cleaver, obviously. Like so. So this will be 9/9. And then we're gonna build 12/12/12 instead of 4/12. Toxic did a bit! You did it! You made the bit. Thank you, Toxic. You have discovered bits. Scarab Claws goes fuck Muriel. Well, I mean, Honor the Pure exists now. However, Scarab Claws, in addition to being dramatically nerfed, which it really, really, really needed to be, honestly, along with Satori Cloak, they got dramatically nerfed. Armor isn't as prevalent anymore. But it's definitely not as good as it was. What is Mad Spore Sash? I guess I could just search Mad Spore Sash. What stats does this thing have? Yeah, let's build one of these. You guys are neat. I can make that 9. I can't make that 9. I can't make that 9 without crafting some more cards. Does it need to be a 9 though? It could be a 12. It can be a 12. I just need to buy the Mad Spore itself. I don't need to fill it out. I can just pick this thing up early. Just AoE on people. And sit there and just fart damage. Be annoying. Just generally be a nuisance. So I need another 9. If we're gonna build Mad Spore Sash, another 9, probably just ability armor. You're the shredding one. What's the heavy armor? I want definitely the armor skewed ones on these. So I want 2s, because math is difficult for me. I'm thinking just tank this up. I want to get at least... What is the icon on my name now? It means you did a bits! Whenever you throw bits in a channel, you get that. That icon's just in this channel, actually. Toxic. It's kind of cool. They have channel-specific bit icons that show how much you've thrown at that channel. And what happens if the jar is full? Well, more valuable bits are heavier, and sometimes they dunk in and splash everything out of the cup. Someone donates with like a $1 bit, that'll blow up everything. So what do we got? We have 6, 6, 6, 6. 9, 9, 12. We need 2 more 12s for our... Oh, that'll bomb it. That'll do. That happens. Cup's not full anymore. Well, except T-Mac's going, so Cup's immediately going to fill up again because that's what T-Mac does. He'll get more of the level scaling pots in the flat. He's not really an offlaner. He's really a jungle. He's really, really, really a jungle. Which, admittedly, also the same argument. But I don't intend to be holding on to these terribly long. Although Hunter's Drink... What's the immediate trade-off? What do you lose? 6 for 15. Yeah, the immediate trade-off's not even high. I'll run both of these. If for nothing else than to try them out. And then that lets me hang on to them longer also. Without feeling like I'm just wasting everything. Alright, you broke the cup. Good job, buddy. You broke physics. You broke physics. Alrighty. 2 12s. 2 12s to round out our build. Here's the other... Yeah, when you do 6, 6, 6, 6, 9, 9, 12, 12, 12, you get a slightly better curve for no flexibility. Because if you want... Like, you'll have 3 spare points. So I can put these 3 in here so Sev can try his hand at offlaning. But otherwise, I'm using all 40 cards in my deck. 60, 60, 60, or 6, 6, 6, 6, 9, 9, 12. 12, 12 is 8 more cards. So that's every card in my deck. That is every single card. There is no flexibility. You can have no flex cards whatsoever. I think our last 12s are just going to be Tomb Barrier Tempered Plate, honestly. Sev isn't there to do a ton of damage. Sev is there to be really tanky, do a lot of CC, get in your face, and just be wildly obnoxious. I have... Well, but why would I build those when I'm growth and I can build these? How much health do I have in this build? Really not a lot. Brock got crazy value out of his Mad Spore Sash. Sit there, shut up. I'm actually torn. Part of me wants to just build another Spike Bone Plate and, what is it, Snakevine Mesh? Yeah, Spike Bone Plate and another Snakevine Mesh. And just armor and power. The problem is I don't actually have a lot of health in this build. I want to hang on the Guardian's Ward, so that's 150 total. And I'm going to be hanging on the Pendulum, so that's 150 total. I only have 300 health and items. That's real weak. That's real weak. But I don't really need the power, so I could just build... I could do 1-on-1. Is Mad Spore even good because the damage is melee range? Yeah, when you're Sevarog. I'm building this to stand in melee range and be annoying for as long as physically possible. I might actually not build a Thunder Cleaver. I might build something else for attack speed. I might Swift Creek. Solve all of our problems at once, because this is a 9 cost, right? I don't need a ton of attack speed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 2, 1. 2, 2, 1. That's a buttload of health. And then that will leave me the Swift Creek cart and the Pendulum of Lords and the Guardian Sword. And then I can build 1 tanky and 1 damagey armor item. So let's do this. Let's build a Toon Barrier for just generic be tanky. And I guess a spiked bone plate. We'll have 1 of each. And by their powers combined, we should have enough health to make everything work. And we'll do beta barrier. Beta barrier health. Nah, I feel like I don't have the extra on the health. Because armor is good, but I still don't feel like it's as good anymore. And then we'll spark bone plate. And we'll go beta guard, major strike. That's tanky. That's a wall. What's up, mighty Mexican boy? That's a wall right there. That's building us the Great Wall of Severog. And we'll christen this deck with an actual name that I didn't spend 2 seconds on. Once we've determined the deck is actually playable. My experience, 10,000 bits empties the cup. Yeah, well, you're not wrong. You've done that. I think what we actually need is the ability to, and by we I mean streamers, the ability to limit how many bits can be given in one message. But I doubt that would ever get implemented because all that's going to do is stop my third-party bit cup from breaking. But I would really like my third-party bit cup to stop breaking. I'd also really like Twitch to just buy Muxie and implement this as a core feature, because this is obviously the best part of bits, is this stupid cup. Alright. I will fill whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I'll play anything. I will play anything equally poorly. Did you actually do 10,000? Yeah, that